Supergirl.
Hey guys, just finished watching Supergirl Season 2, Episode 19, Alex. Now this episode was interesting. I mean, it was a good episode on its own. The only problem with it is that the whole thing doesn't feel like it fits in this season. I mean, the whole Maggie and being mad at being disappointed at Supergirl always taking over her calls and stuff like that, taking over her crime scenes and things like that at the beginning just seemed like it was out of nowhere. It just happened in this episode. Now, if they'd built that up throughout the other seasons and always have Supergirl fly in and take over, Maggie's crime scenes and take over and save the day, and have Supergirl always save the day instead of Maggie and stuff like that, I think that would have made more sense if they could have hinted that up throughout a few episodes beforehand, maybe 1 or 2 episodes beforehand, have 2 times where that happens, then the 3rd time and that's too much, and that's where Maggie kind of snaps. I think that would have made more sense. Whereas in this, it only happened once and then she snaps. I mean, yeah, we could assume that just happened more than other times that we haven't seen. I just would like to have seen other times happen, because it feels like it's very everything that happens in this episode, and that's it. Nothing ever happens. Nothing ever spills over or is due to other episodes or anything like that. So, I mean, even the things with Lena Luthor and Rhea, Terry Hatcher's character, they're still ended the way they ended this episode. It's on the same place where they started this episode with. Lena knows that she's an alien, but that wouldn't have taken that long to do. I don't know, they didn't get anywhere. It would have been better, I think, to see that. I just feel like they're not going anywhere. I mean, they haven't even started their project or anything like that, whatever reason why they wanted to do business together. We only have 3 episodes, and I feel like this episode is just having a whole episode to her finding out that she's an alien. I think is a really bad is a waste of time with that story. I mean, that story could have been dealt to half of the entire population of this half of this episode, instead of dealing with that throughout the whole episode. I mean, that storyline was just kind of, I don't know, it just seemed too long to drag that story on, and they should have done a little bit more in this episode with the Lena and Rhea storyline. So, getting back to the Supergirl and Maggie stuff, see, that stuff was kind of like a little bit silly, and then I would have liked to have seen, some Supergirl taking over, Alex's crime scenes and stuff like that, and saving the day a few more times, like twice within another episode beforehand, or a few episodes beforehand. They could have hinted at that and kind of built that up slowly. And also would have liked to, also with this guy there, this Rick Marvin guy who knew who the Supergirl, Kara Danvers is Supergirl and all that stuff. There were so many times where you would have Maggie or Kara or someone would just be, like straight showing him, pretty much almost crying in front of him and being like, showing them that she's getting to him. I mean, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I hate that when Supergirl does that so often. She's always gets so mad and gets to the person and all that stuff. I mean, it's one thing in like the Injustice storyline for Joker to push Superman so far that he kills the entire planet. Like, he sets off the nuke and kills Lois and his unborn son. That's dark. That makes sense and stuff for him to, really dark and stuff like that, for it to get him that way, to be uncontrolled and stuff, rage and stuff. But, there's so many times in this with Supergirl, she kind of doesn't realize that she's not supposed to show the enemy that you're getting to him. It makes, like, it's just so simple, especially, Maggie as a detective or a cop or whatever, you don't show the terrorist that he's getting to you and all that stuff. So I just find that so infuriating that, she was almost crying in front of him, and it made no sense to do that. Don't do that. I mean, don't show him that he's winning and stuff like that. I mean, that just bugged me a lot in this episode. And the way I think I would have preferred not seeing who has Alex captive and just making it, what's one of the places, I forget the Cadmus or anything like that, making it be someone from Cadmus, making it be, have it be one of the Cadmus people, and have it be that, maybe Lena's mother or something like that. That would have been really cool. Seeing that would have made more sense to keep it into the whole season storyline, or have it to be someone of Rhea's people and stuff. That would have been cool too. but just to keep it this all in the season 3, because this is the fourth. We have 3 more episodes after this to the final episode, and we're getting a filler episode pretty much. I mean, the way things end off is pretty much the same way we're gonna go. We were ending into this. Nothing really happens. Yeah, it's a bit of a character development episode, but really, I mean, there was no signs of tension between Alex and Kara, or Supergirl Alex and or not Alex, Maggie and Kara, or Maggie and Supergirl. There was no tension in other episodes that need to be resolved, and that they need to have this episode. So I would have liked to have seen some of that stuff set up before, so that it feels like this episode deserved to be to resolve those issues. Whereas these issues were just built up in this episode in one scene, and then just created for this episode, which was kind of weird. And yeah, all the reasons why John Jones or Martian Manhunter can't read the guy's mind. They didn't give a reason. Oh, he found a way to block him. Who in the hell? Like, how? Like, the guy spent only a year trying to figure out how to block him. And has it been a year that the public knows of Martian Manhunter? And do the public even know that he can read minds? I mean, how did this guy figure out that Martian Manhunter can read minds? He never even mentions that he knows that he can read minds, but somehow Martian Manhunter just can't read it. Now, I understand it's too easy for them to just, read his mind there, that's where she is, and stuff like that, end of story type thing. And I don't know if they want to take that book off the thing, but write it better. Give us a better reason why he can't read the guy's mind. Find a complicated way that makes sense to do it, instead of just, I just can't read his mind, type thing. Like, it would have made more sense. Just find a way to make it sense that he can't read his mind, instead of just saying he can't read his mind. It was just kind of silly, that. So, yeah, all in all, this episode, dealing with trying to find where she was and stuff was kind of cool. She would go there and he wouldn't be there and all that stuff. That was kind of fun. But a lot of those other little things that kind of bugged me, throughout this episode. But other than those little nitpicks, I guess, if you would call them, the story on this episode was fun. It was good on its own. But it doesn't fit in this season, so I just find it weird for that. So let me know what you think, guys, about this episode in the comments below, about season 2, episode 19 of Supergirl, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
You're still here.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.